You're listening to The Word on the Streets with Joe Bingham, Jason Tasker, and Raj Pujada.
Your hair's all long again.
I know he's kind of mid-length now.
Yeah, it looks
Just
nice,
keep
though.
changing it up.
Very 90s.
It's a
Did they
mullet.
bring Backstreet Boys.
It is a bit.
You think I've never seen it? Who in the
A1.
Backstreet?
Yeah.
Who in the Backstreet Boys had a mullet? I do.
that
Maybe
a
like
mullet?
Ben out of A1. Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
mullet.
it is a bit.
That's a mullet.
Yeah.
When it's longer at the back than it is on the sides.
Yeah. Part. What was it?
Business in the front, party in the back.
rear.
Is you keeping it like that?
I'll keep it like this until maybe like summer or something like that, and then change it up again.
So you're just going to have a mullet?
Yeah, but like I'm gonna keep it this length because you can get them where they're quite.
Like an Aussie rules footballer.
Yeah, basically,
I'm thinking
yeah.
of like
Theo Von.
80s footballer.
Like Elliot Steele's got mullet.
You
Yeah.
couldn't get away
Yeah.
with that at work, could you?
Yeah, I could do if I wanted to.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I don't really want. I just want it kind of
You should get one.
Aussie rule style where you've got it kind of quite short, so it's more like a fade, just with a bit of a mullet at the back. So
Yeah.
this is probably as long as it's.
I
gonna
can't
get.
do the mullet.
Why?
It's short, because mine's short at the back as well.
Yeah, but you'd be growing it out, obviously.
Yeah, but it's long enough as it is at the minute. to be
Yeah, I don't
honest.
know whether a mullet would, because my face is I think a bit more.
Yeah,
slimmer
no, that's
than
why I
yours,
want to
isn't
see
it?
it.
Well, because you know it'd look like a car crash.
I just look like a hillbilly.
Yeah. I mean, you do at the minute. Yeah.
What, like, look like a hillbilly?
Yeah.
I'm aware I look a little homeless.
I think
Yeah.
your a mullet on you would look okay actually.
Nah.
Like an Indian Elmer Fudd.
I'd need like a mullet with like a denim shirt with sleeves ripped off.
Well, okay, that'd be a good
some
look.
cowboy boots.
I'm just waiting for the one day where you come in and you just got a really defined, like trimmed beard and some kind of hot fade.
Do you not like this beard? This bush look?
No, but
I'm
I've
mad at
seen old photos of you where you had really.
Yeah.
Do you know where you had like?
Yeah, what,
full on.
do you mean seeing him? It's still his WhatsApp picture, bro.
My WhatsApp picture is long hair. You bastard.
Yeah, but it's like you've had it for like 4 years. That WhatsApp picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you change your WhatsApp picture?
I think just every now and then, just to keep people in the loop as to what's going on. You know,
What
what I mean?
kind of WhatsApp? Have you got like a?
I think mine's a
comedy
picture
one?
from New York.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me check, you bastard.
It is.
What's your WhatsApp picture?
Mine's one from when I was in Miami where I'm just standing on the street
So how recent is it?
from summer because I feel like you can catfish people with WhatsApp. People,
yeah.
people have WhatsApp photos that are years old, and then weird people just have pictures of their dog or something
Yeah.
like
Oh
that.
yeah, that is from you.
The thing
That's
that
a nice
the
photo.
thing that people don't know with that WhatsApp picture, but obviously Raj knows, is in that picture I was boxed out of my mind.
I was thinking I've never seen you so happy before.
I was struggling to hold it together, mate. I drank about 4 cans of Coke on the way to that gig
What?
just to try and pull it
What's
together.
wrong with that?
That's a nice photo.
No,
That's
I'm not saying there's
fun.
anything wrong with it. It's a good photo.
Yeah. So what looks different there?
The beard does look like lined up or
Yeah, I've just
whatever.
had
And
it
isn't that
trimmed.
when you used to have it cut at the sides a bit, or is it now?
This is Fulham.
Yeah, I thought it was Fulham. Yeah.
What a hater.
The glory
First
days.
thing after Christmas, New Year. New Year, same Joe. What a prick.
Yeah.
Mate, I didn't say anything. I think that looks really good. I
Yeah.
really like the photo.
Just because I said he should get a mullet. I can make him get a mullet in a second.
You said you only want to get a mullet because I look like I eat roadkill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With your accent as well, it'd
Yeah,
top it all
true.
off.
Yeah, sure.
It'd be phenomenal.
Yeah, I ain't been home for a bit though, so the accents, it'll be worse. I've got to go home in Jan. I think
Yeah,
it'll
it's
be a lot
crazy how
worse
quick
after.
it gets you.
Yeah, and it gets you when you get back to work as well.
I was chatting to a guy from Manchester, and he got back after New Year's, and everything he said was pure mank.
Yeah, right, lad. How you
And I
doing,
was
boy?
like,
you right,
Have
Raj?
you been home for Christmas? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I notice it's that these things that I'll start saying like, "Oh, I was here," instead of was. Like, was here, get the buzz. It's like, yeah, it's horrible.
Nothing wrong with what you're saying there.
No, like when you say I was going to do this.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, I was gonna do this. Was WUZ.
Was.
Yeah.
I don't think I was around enough people to have my accent impacted at
Yeah,
all.
you were
to be honest.
strictly white.
Did I
White English London.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
I don't.
around.
I don't speak white English London. I
Yeah.
just speak.
Also,
Oh, yeah, you're from
he lives in
Nottingham.
South West, mate, as well. So
Yeah.
he's not meeting any of the East End gangsters. You know what I mean? He's,
No,
He's
definitely
yummy mummies at Christmas.
Yeah,
Yummy
exactly.
mummy
Yeah,
ends.
yeah.
He's them give the neighbours gifts at Christmas.
Yeah, little fruit.
yeah,
basket.
like a wreath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Candy in a basket.
Yeah. Oh, I got something for your dog as well because
Yeah.
they should have something at Christmas. I told you about because obviously like my family like moved, they retired and moved to Somerset, innit? And when I got down there, You know, like when your parents just say shit, like they're not really talking about anything in particular. They're just making a point that doesn't need to be made. So like we're walking into the nearest town and walk past this police station. My old man's just like, that's the police station. Never see a police officer though, ever. Ain't seen one. You ever need the police? Pfft, they ain't coming. They ain't coming. Next nearest station, hour away. And then just out of nowhere, he just goes, that's why that bloke who killed that woman still ain't been caught. It's like, what are you talking about? And then, yeah, he told me about this man. He's 71. He lives in a motorhome on Exmoor National Park, which is like 15 minutes down the road from him now. And apparently he went to some woman's house and then the police found her like dead and she'd been drugged and killed. So he's like a person of interest because apparently it's not the first scene they've stumbled across where he was like the last one there. But they're so casual about it down there that people are like, oh yeah, he was in the pub in the next town the other week. Just sat in the pub for a few hours. Yeah, just sat in the pub for a few hours. No one cares. Apparently.
So is he just riding around Exmoor? Is it Exmoor?
Yeah,
Exmoor?
Exmoor,
Exmoor,
yeah. Just offing people. And apparently there was one woman.
71 years
71,
old.
yeah.
Oh, he's 71?
He's active. He's active.
Shit,
71.
so he's taking retirement seriously.
Yeah, he found a new hobby. But like apparently there's this one woman who was worried that because he's a loner, she was like, oh, it's not nice to be alone at Christmas though, and told her husband that they should invite him for Christmas dinner. I was like, that better be a sting operation. Like, you can't just invite a murderer around for Christmas because you think he's lonely.
Murderer, right? Who's popping from town
It's
to
all
town.
it's all in the local news and everything, like pictures of him to be like.
What? And they just can't find him.
It seems like no one's looking
Because
because
it was impossible to hide.
Yeah, and the
from
people, yeah, they've got CCTV of like where he was last seen and stuff, and people are like, oh yeah, fucking Tom the butcher saw him down the pub in fucking such and
What's
such
the geezer's
town.
name?
Can't remember.
All right, well, at the end of the show, we'll
We'll put a message
at the end of
out.
the program. I was like I was on Crime Stoppers then.
Yeah, Jill Dando.
Well,
out
yeah,
there in your mullet.
R.I.P. I'll give the Crime Stoppers number, and if anyone's got any information that could lead to his arrest,
Yeah.
then
Put the reward up.
No.
the reward of what's the reward?
Harry boat.
Yeah, we ain't got a financial reward.
It's like the reward's like 3 pints at the Dog and Duck at the minute.
With him.
Yeah.
And Tom the butcher.
Well, that pleasantry leads quite well into the first thing that I wanted to chat about today,
Oh well.
which is the latest drop.
The latest drop.
Yeah,
Big
for Epstein.
album, big release.
Yeah, the big release.
Mixtape.
It is a bit like that now, isn't it, Epstein? I think if you're not familiar with the Epstein story, you must have not been online or anything within the last. How long has it been going on? 2 years? Would you?
2 years, yeah.
2 years he's been dead, I think.
Yeah, this latest drop. This is his Scary Hours 4 release. Drake style. It's
It's like posthumous.
yeah, it's there weren't you know what? There weren't too many surprises on that list, was there?
What, Leonardo DiCaprio weren't a surprise?
No, because they're like big celebrities. I mean, let's be honest, there was one big surprise. You know,
What, the Hawk?
Dr. Stephen Hawking
The Hawk.
himself. Who,
Hawk, is it?
The Hawk.
yeah.
Is that his Marvel name?
Well, he weren't fucking, was he? He was just hawking.
Yeah. Hawkeye.
There's also a
He
lot
was literally Hawkeye, wasn't he?
yeah, but like, there's a lot of people that were like surprised that like he was like out here on Madness Island, but enter the whole thing with like he left his wife to get with his nurse who was like 40 years younger than him and like manic depressive, and yeah, like he's a.
I mean,
He put himself about, didn't he? Yeah.
call Jeffrey Epstein what you want, right? Monster, fraudster,
Trafficker?
conman, trafficker,
I think that would have been top of my list.
whatever, right? But this man, he didn't discriminate.
Nah.
Oh, no, he was inclusive.
He put the ramps in.
Yeah, my man built a ramp.
Yeah,
He put the ramps in for Dr. Hawk. He put them in. He looked after them.
You reckon Hawking landed and there was just another like mobility machine waiting for him? Like this is the pussy wagon for the weekend for you, Stephen, and just wheeled him out. Did you see the thing that someone said on Twitter as well? That someone edited the document. So it said that Stephen Hawking's fetish when he was out there was watching naked little people solve complex equations.
Does that tarnish his legacy, you think?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't know if could he have done anything?
He's not here to defend himself. It wasn't in the film. You know what I mean? He didn't make it into the film. I reckon they
Didn't
should
make
do
the
a
edit.
rewrite. They should do a rewrite of the film.
No, you just have like 10 minutes of him just going up in a disabled lift.
Yeah. Halfway through, there's just a scene of him.
It just cuts to him and he's only halfway up.
A scene of him getting the saddest lap dance you've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That feels good.
You reckon,
I like this.
you reckon his wheelchair's got one of them, you know them money guns that fire it out?
Fuck.
It 100% tarnishes his legacy, though.
Yeah.
But the whole argument with it is, and with the flight logs and stuff like that, is obviously a lot of people are saying like, yeah, but because he was such an like affiliated man, like they're basically saying the majority of people that are on that flight log aren't going to be nonces. They're going to be people that were flown out for business, or so like Bill Clinton. His whole thing is that apparently like Epstein was essentially a broker for a lot of his political benefactors and stuff in it. So Clinton would go out there to like meet people from the head of like oil companies and stuff to get money for his campaign.
Do you reckon they could have blackmailed them though to get that money?
Yeah, well, listen, the man had cameras in every room. The toilets had cameras, everything. So he was just using the footage to blackmail people to get what he wanted, right? $600 million in his yard. They couldn't work out where it came from.
That's mad, isn't it?
So forensic.
And he had an island.
Yeah.
Had an island.
like-
So does Richard Branson, you know what I mean? These people are moving
this
like
man
villains.
had a criminal
Yeah.
record for child shit anyway.
Yeah.
And then they're
But-
always trying to back it off with philanthropy.
Philanthropy.
But what you got to look
yeah.
at is, fuck the list. The list is just names. You got to look at the flight logs. That's like 18 pages deep, right? And the flight logs will say J.E. next person, and then it will say like one female or two females. And that's the people that was scary. So if it says like Leonardo DiCaprio, might say LD, JE, two females, then this guy was up to some shit.
I mean,
But
we
there
know
was a guy
DiCaprio
called-
likes some.
There was a guy called
Fresh.
AS
He
on
does.
every list. Like he's just
Who is?
non-stop. Some guy called Andrew Stewart, I think.
Oh, was he like a? There was some of them. One of them was like a banker or some shit.
I don't know what he was, but he's dead, and he died a mysterious death.
One of them was
a
a-
sudden.
One of them was an old
mysterious
senator as well, weren't he? He used to be a senator for one of the states.
death. Yeah,
Yeah.
New Mexico.
Mm.
Yeah.
There was a few rumors about people on the list where they were. I think someone went after Jimmy. Was it Jimmy Kimmel saying he was
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
list, and then he had to kind of out the guy and say like, "I'll just see you in court."
Yeah,
but there was a
I
wild
can't remember
one.
who it
where-
was, but it was a famous person who went after Jimmy Kimmel as well.
Yeah, it was an NFL player or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. But then there was a really random one where
I know who you're going to
where one of my boys, one of my Forest team, Callum Hudson-Odoi, he had to come out and say that he's not on the list. Mate, the guy was a toddler when they.
but everyone made memes of it, innit? Saying Callum Hudson-Odoi was on Epstein Island, and then he put a statement out saying like, "I hope this clears up that I had no involvement."
Wait,
He's like
why
fucking
was he
3
on the
years
list?
old.
Why was
He wasn't. People just edited his name into the old list back in the day. Like when the flight log first came out, they put Callum Hudson-Odoi's name on there. And then-
Leave him alone, man. He's one of our best players.
I don't understand. Why didn't people just use aliases?
Maybe they use that as an alias. Maybe
Yes.
Leonardo DiCaprio
Was-
used Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah,
It's like,
true.
they'll never get me if I put Callum Hudson-Odoi.
You know what though? It's an interesting point, and that probably comes back to the power that Epstein held, which was you couldn't use an alias because you got to think when you're that rich, when you're that wealthy financially, like I think money stops being your most valuable currency, innit? So for him then, it was like having that dirt on you
Yeah.
was the most powerful thing he had. So
Yeah.
aliases wouldn't have been any good for him. You know what I mean? If it was just like a boys' club where he was like, listen, we're all friends, we're going to go fuck some birds that I've bought in from Latvia, like, then it would have been aliases and stuff. But he would have wanted to be able to go, well, you can't do shit because I've got all this here.
And Diddy's just the black Jeffrey Epstein, isn't he?
Seems that way.
Yeah.
It does seem to be going that way, yeah.
Yeah, has he got? He must have an island somewhere. I bet he has.
Yeah, I think Diddy's got an
Diddy
island
Island.
somewhere.
Diddley Island.
Yeah.
Half Diddley.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, how many more drops is there going to be?
Well, the thing is, like...
It's like, do you know when you're waiting for an episode every week of like The Last of Us or Game of Thrones or something like that? You're waiting for it because you're thinking, I was looking at the live stream waiting for it to come in.
Yeah, but I mean,
waiting for the drop.
The list is pretty. Could it get bigger?
Yeah, because the last time I checked, there was only 70 names cleared from a total of like 560. But I think their whole thing was they'll put out the ones that were obviously going to like get the most interest and the most traction. Because like I said, a lot of them are just going to be businessmen. Because his thing was surrounding himself with people in power from like all over the world, and so he would same as Branson does. He would use his island to host conventions for people. So you'd have people that were like, oh, it's the, Save the Turtles convention and summer party, and they'd just like host it on his island. So a lot of it is just going to be, he wasn't even there. He just went,
the
you can have
nonsense
the
was
island.
Seasonal.
Yeah, it probably was seasonal. Yeah. Try and beat them January
Because you can't
blues.
get Hawkins on wet sand, can you?
Just tire
Well,
spinning.
you will do if he dribbles on it, but that's fine.
It is mad. It is mad though, isn't it? To be like, I think now, like more than ever, because of the internet, is like more stuff is coming out.
The deep state is that what it is?
Well, the deep state is
Supposedly that's what I mean. It is that that's what it is, isn't it?
But
the deep state.
More stuff's coming out
Exposed
now because it's the age of information, isn't it? So obviously the whole access request that led to all the UFO stuff coming out and then having to be spoken about in court. Also, you would have seen the stuff about the alien in Florida. 100%.
The big guy.
Yeah, the big 10-foot alien.
Between the fences.
Yeah. It
was one in Miami as well last week.
And it's that's police footage as well.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? I was going to talk about that actually. Maybe,
but more and more stuff's like coming out on the internet. But the problem that comes with that is more and more bullshit as well.
Yeah.
But I think like of anything that comes out, at least 10% of it's going to have truth. And then when they talk about there was that person who did that study on Twitter on it where they were saying that like they reckon 60-70% of just like fake news spam on Twitter is just like Russian bots basically.
Yeah, and they've got like troll. Are they called troll fields or something?
Troll farms.
Yeah. And they just move from one computer.
Yeah,
they just rotate like a conveyor belt, and they'll just.
Troll farm. That's like going to Oceania on Saturday night.
Yeah, fucking hell. But it's like how much of that?
Joe, that's a field day.
A field day.
Christmas again.
Yeah.
That's my Epstein Island, man. But like
an evening exhibition.
Yeah, but how much of that is them just going, oh, something true has actually come out, so let's just clog them up with a load of bullshit
That's the real warfare. Mm-hmm. That's the real nuclear weapon.
Did you see the thing where it was like
making the West dumb?
Did you see the thing with like Japan? Japan had an earthquake and a fucking plane blow up in the space of 2 days, and everyone on Twitter was like, "Isn't today the day the flight logs come out?"
Yeah, and there's a pending tsunami off the back of it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about that alien story. That was one of the things that I did actually look at this week.
Okay.
So it was in Miami, right? And they're saying a brawl broke out between some teenagers. And it was because they were seeing... What were they seeing?
They thought they saw a 10-foot alien. And then a huge fight broke out, innit? And
with the alien?
No, between the groups. And then a shitload
I'm not trying to fight no one 10 foot, bro.
Nah, you're mad. I've watched Science.
Shadow alien.
Listen, if I'm going for it, I'm going kneecaps.
Yeah?
Straight in the kneecap.
Because of the skinny legs?
Yeah, head height, innit?
Yeah.
Just boom. Shoulder into the kneecap. Bring him down.
Also, you should listen to this man because when we went to...
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. 'Cause I was skeptical before as well, but we went to the museum in New York, and I mean, the way this man could take down any animal, I mean, it's impressive. Any animal we walked past in this big museum thing, he'd be like, that one, straight left hook. But the worst part was I'd look at the animal and I'd be like, I can see the logic that you follow.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that reminds me of that plot though. What's that film?
Signs.
No, not Signs.
Oh.
The one where it's kind of mid-budget film where you don't really see the alien until it's just coming through.
Cloverfield.
Yeah. So that looks like a little bit like Cloverfield. No.
What? Because but again, this is my other annoyance with stuff that comes out around this now, like phones now and their cameras. Like your phone, you said in it, the highest setting on that will fill your memory in 2 minutes. It's that HD.
Yeah, but I got a 256 gigabyte phone. Mm-hmm. If I want to record something in ProRes, I got 7 minutes.
Yeah, so why is no one... I get you're in a rush to get your phone out. You're not going to mess about with your settings, but why is no one getting a 4K video of these things? It's always some guy who's still got a Sony Ericsson Walkman phone. Like,
it's always shit footage, you're right.
And that's police footage as well. Body cam stuff, you know what I mean? And we've all seen body cam footage on the internet, and it's usually pretty sharp these days.
And why would they be at Miami Mall out of all the places?
But maybe that's because
Miami is a freak show, to be fair.
Yeah,
you've been.
I mean, I'm going back there soon. I'll probably go to that mall and see if there's any discounts.
Maybe the alien distorts the camera with his.
Maybe it's like
it's not Stephen Hawking coming down.
Maybe it's not an alien. Maybe it's the first official sighting of a Florida man. Yeah, I mean,
Florida man.
It's Florida man. It's the man that's been doing all that fuckery in Florida.
Really? Is there a man that's been doing?
Never heard of Florida man.
Look at the news.
No.
Well, if you type in Florida man and your birthday, and this works for anyone, there'll be some mad thing that someone's done. What's your one?
Mine is Florida man arrested after defecating in laundromat dryers. He was just shitting in the detergent tray of all the dryers in the laundromat.
Mine is Florida man charged with accidentally shooting bear that was trying to eat his trash.
Mine is a Florida man was rescued after trying to ride a hamster ball to the Bahamas.
Fuck yeah.
Mine's got more, but Florida man arrested with enough fentanyl to kill more than 100,000 people.
Yes. My God. He's just working hard, shifting weight.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The alien
hamster ball.
To be fair, if an alien was going to land anywhere, I reckon the best place all right, I think the most confusing thing for aliens to see if they arrived, I reckon Miami would be a good shout, because Florida seems fucking mental. Like, even Americans think Florida's mental, you know what I mean? Or the darts. I think if they dropped in and went to the alley pally when the darts was on, and they just saw like grown men dressed as Buzz Lightyear cheering for a fat 16-year-old throwing arrows at a board.
Well, seeing as we're talking about darts, I wanted to speak about that anyway.
Yeah.
Like, he's like a cult hero now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 35 though, isn't he? Let's be real.
Do you reckon he's faked his...
Yeah,
can you remember like when you used to get Nigerian...
he's done the old...
Nigerian football, Obafemi Martins. He's actually 45, but he's...
Yeah, Obafemi Martins was 21. I'm football manager for 12 years, mate.
To Rebo West.
Yeah, 12 years a teenager he was, I'm telling you. He was fucking... But he smashed it at
there
the
was
Blues.
That one that played for Lazio who...
who was in the under-18 squad, and he was 46 of a pension, bro. He was old as shit.
But fucking 13 years in the pub will do that to him.
That is true.
Fucking hell.
That is true. It was...
I thought he just got playing during lockdown. He got really good during lockdown.
I thought he started when he was
he'd been playing when he was a kid,
he's been playing, but I think he got good during lockdown because he started taking it serious.
How'd you get good at darts? I've been trying for ages.
Yeah. All I was thinking when I was watching, because I only watched the final just to see that kid, and all I was thinking was me and you playing darts in that pub every night in New York, and I was like, darts is hard, man.
Yeah, I'm shit at it.
Yeah.
I used to have a dartboard when I was younger. Did any of you have dartboards when you were growing up?
I had one,
We used to always go his,
I had one at my parents bought me one for like a birthday, I think, when I was, I don't know, 10 or 11. And it was one of those where you kind of play serious for a few, and then you just stick up a poster and start throwing shit at it.
Who was your poster?
I can't remember, I think it was... honestly, I can't remember.
Was it the guy that chucked you in the head?
Yeah. like a Rocky montage.
Yeah, I drew a picture of him. I don't know who it was. I feel like it was people from like rival football teams or something like that.
Yeah. You were a proper hooligan, innit, back in the day.
Yeah, but so I'd have the dartboard on the cupboard, and it'd just be peppered all around the side where I'd just been launching darts at it.
Yeah, I just used to try.
Very angry kid.
I was the same. You'd try and play, and then you'd be like, "Oh, this is actually really hard. Let's just hit the balls off."
Yeah, I didn't used to play round the clock or anything like that when I was a kid.
No, New York, we took it serious though.
Yeah, we smoked them kids.
Yeah.
They didn't want it. Yeah.
Well, you're like hustling people on darts.
Nah, there was these kids that were playing darts, and that was kind of our thing by the end of the trip. And so me and Raj turned up and were like, we were gonna play darts, And I think as soon as but like because as soon as they heard we were British, they were like asking us like, "Oh, is this like a national sport?"
Yeah, it pretty much is, to be fair.
But we were like, I mean, it's pretty big. So then the pressure was on, but we smoked them.
That made me laugh a little bit, where they were comparing his potential win to other like sporting greats. So saying if he won, it's comparative to Boris Becker winning Wimbledon or Pele winning the World Cup. I was
Well,
like,
it's
okay,
not, though, is it?
It's not.
it's not because the
even
amount of people
close.
that play the
Someone in Brazil ain't gonna know who what's his surname?
They will now. Luke the Nuke Littler.
What?
Luke the Nuke Littler.
No, that's too. See, that's a tongue twister as well. You try to explain that to someone speaking Spanish in Barcelona.
The one thing I will say though,
Catalan or whatever.
the Catalan.
What do they speak in
Eric
Barcelona?
Cantona. the one thing I will say though is like, because I'm not gonna watch the darts, you know what I mean? Like, but I watched the final, and that's when I realised I was like, oh, I get why people like this. Like, it's very fast paced.
Yeah.
And like, did you watch the final?
Yeah, I watched all the rounds pretty much.
Yeah, there was like he was his first to 7 sets.
And that's just in the final. So
Yeah.
the semis it was 6, the
Yeah,
quarters
yeah.
it was 5, and I think in the kind of second round it's 4, and then the rest is 3.
Yeah.
And he was leading at one point.
Yeah, it was
4-3.
4-2 up.
Yeah.
And all he had to do was hit double 2.
Double 2, yeah.
And he would have gone 5-2 up, and he missed it by like that much. And the other geezer just came back and just fucking won set after set after set and beat. It's like you were that close to.
It's one of them weird ones, isn't it? Where you're like, oh, this could make this little kid's life if you're his opponent, but also I am trying to lose to a 16-year-old.
The guy that he played, his whole
Luke Humphries.
he had his own journey that I learnt about watching the final, which was like he'd fallen off the tour a bit because he got quite big, and he had all these like mental health problems and stuff that he'd spoken about. So he kind of went away, lost loads of weight, got himself together, and then he came back. He won some tournament before this, and then this was his first world championship. And like he was like, when he won it, he was like dropped to his knees crying.
Yeah,
Essentially, he's got a better story, but that's the thing. Everyone loves child prodigy. Don't
Everyone
they?
loves the underdog as well.
Everyone loves
like.
it. But yeah, everyone loves the underdog. But that other guy, would you not say he's an underdog as well?
I'd say anyone who plays darts professionally is an underdog
Yeah.
in life, really. But it was.
It's gonna bring Bullseye back, isn't it?
But mate, I was watching old videos of Bullseye. And I tell you what,
My dad watches it every
Bullseye's
day.
sick, mate.
Bullseye was good. I always used to watch
watches it
that.
every day.
You cannot get away with the shit that Jim Bowen was saying on TV now. I saw a clip the other day, and he's got these 2 women on. And he's talking to this woman, and he goes, "Oh, so what you say? Your hobbies are darts and going down the pub. Is that right, love?" Yeah. He says here you did a sponsored slim. Yeah. How much do you owe them? He goes, "Oh, I'm only joking. They've got a good sense of humour, these lasses. You got to have to wear them dresses, haven't you?" And he just going in. But I went down this rabbit hole of watching like old TV clips where
Bruce Forsyth was the one.
Bruce Forsyth. Did you watch the one when he got the Indian couple?
No.
Oh man, he's got this Indian couple on, and Bruce Forsyth's like chatting to her, and he says to they're like a married couple, and he says to them, and he says, "It says here that you had a nickname before you got married," and she goes, "Yeah," and he goes, "What was the nickname?" And she says it's like 4 words. I can't remember what they were, but it was like da-na-da-na-da-na-da-na-da-na. And he goes, "What does that mean?" She goes, "Oh, it means fat." He goes, "All that for fat? No wonder them Indian films are so long, bloody."
So the moral of the story is they need to start doing more reruns.
Bring it back, mate.
Bring it back.
Dig up
But
Bruce.
the way Bruce Forsyth would talk about.
Can we cancel Bruce Forsyth now?
About breasts? He'd just talk about.
That video when he's like, "Oh, come on down for Price is Right," and the woman comes running down, and he goes, "Look at the bounce on there."
He didn't mess about.
You got to think
Can't say
though,
that anymore,
Bruce Forsyth was definitely a Gallus. I mean, look at his wife that he was married to for like 40 years. He met her when he was judging Miss World, didn't it?
Yeah,
She was a contestant on Miss World. That's where he met her.
Fair play to him.
Yeah, Brucey was a national treasure, man.
He's our Steve Harvey, isn't he?
I mean, Steve Harvey's not a popular man at the minute, is he? So,
No.
you know, Brucey left a good legacy behind, I think.
Did he?
Yeah.
Was he not?
He had no scandals.
Did he not?
No,
Fair
no.
play to him.
No scandals. All them years in TV, no scandals. No.
Yeah, he's probably he's like talk show. Is he alive?
He was game. Nah, he died.
What was the one with my favourite one that he did was the one with the cards.
Oh,
That's the prices.
no. It weren't.
Was
It
that the Price is Right?
Brucey's higher or lower?
Higher or lower?
Higher or lower? Yeah, was it higher
Price
or
is
lower?
Right, higher or lower,
That was class.
and then he did
Strictly Come Dancing for
Strictly.
years.
Price is Right was funny though because I watch reruns now because my dad lives on Challenge TV, right?
Why wouldn't you?
It's a good
That's
show.
what he watches during the day, and then at night he watches true crime documentaries.
Just living the dream, isn't he? Really?
Honestly, retirement is treating him so well.
You're paying for his phone
Yeah,
phone contract. He's
And
living the dream, mate.
that's all he watches, just game show. Wheel of Fortune, and he records them as well. So if he goes out, he'll come back and watch but he'll watch the old one.
Yeah, but that's the best thing about
good
Price is
TV.
Right, though. The best thing about Price is Right is looking and like you obviously like you see. I just find it interesting to like inflation and how stuff's moved on and that.
That's
because,
what I was just about to say.
What, like when you win in a car?
Yeah, but you'll be watching it and it'll be like, oh, okay, so that was £350. That one was £350. Okay, so how much is this brand new hi-fi and the biggest stereo system you've ever seen? They're like, oh, that'll look nice in your living room. How big's your house, man? It's
Yeah.
fucking huge, and it'll be like 600 quid.
Yeah.
For the bulkiest hi-fi
But this is
system
what me
you've
and my
ever
dad
seen in
did.
your life.
You know the final game where it's like 5 different things and then a holiday on the screen,
Yeah.
and you got to say how much is it. You press the button and that's how much you can be away from it. And me and my dad will play every time I watch the game with him for a fiver. Who gets it right, or who's within that bracket, right? And it's hard because the price is so different as shit now.
They should do that though. They should have like a Price is Right, but do it and say, okay, how much was this in 1995?
Yeah,
That would be difficult.
it would be.
I just think they made better TV back then because. So I remember I was talking to my mum about it before, and she was like, "Well, you had fewer channels, so it had to be better because you had nothing else to watch." But she said because pub opening hours, she's like, obviously pubs used to shut at like 11 back in the day, so your prime time TV on a Friday, Saturday night would be like 5 until like 8 o'clock latest, because that was your time for getting ready, having dinner before you go out to the pub. So everyone was just competing for that one slot, and she was like, "That's why you had like the Generation Game and stuff like that." She's like, "Everyone would watch it." Generation Game was sick.
Was
man.
that
Who
that
was-
wasn't Les Dennis? That was Jim Davidson.
Jim
wasn't it?
Davidson? Yeah.
Les Dennis he's kind
was
of
Family
Les
Fortune.
Dennis was Family
yeah,
Fortunes,
he was,
yeah.
and then Jim Davidson's kind of been. He's not. Really
No, Jim. You know
Did he get
what?
cancelled,
You know
Jim
what?
Davidson? I can't
Jim
remember.
Davidson
pretty
did, but there was a point where I started to feel quite sorry for him, like because he got cancelled for his whole. Basically, just saying like his comedy and his views were outdated. They were saying he was quite racist and stuff.
Yeah,
like
so it's
that.
kind of like GB News.
Yeah, but did
kinda
you
guy.
see he had that interview with Ashley Banjo? He went. So basically, Jim Davidson agreed to go on like This Morning or something, and Ashley Banjo just like called him out for like but not even asking him questions, just flat out calling him a racist on TV.
Yeah,
And
like he's some Newsnight presenter.
Yeah,
or
but like
something.
it reached a point where it was like watching someone pick on your granddad. You know, and it was just like,
Sad.
yeah, he probably has got a lot of views that we don't agree with, but like,
Yeah.
just he's up on the man. He's like 86,
Do you
man.
think Jim Davidson walked out that interview and said something racist?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well.
yeah, my man 100% did a
He walked
Ron
out. He's like, they
Atkinson.
wonder why they say those kind of things.
Yeah,
Like,
Ron Atkinson, Marcel Desailly, him outside. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. Les Dennis is always clear though, isn't he? He's nothing wrong with him.
The only
Now
thing,
it's all just done by Stephen Mulhern.
Stephen Moore.
I
Yeah, but
quite
yeah,
like
but
him. I think he's pretty good. Do
I
you
still
not like him?
I still remember him as a
Did you read
CITV
him? Why?
magician.
Just don't like his face.
Yeah, wasn't he on like CBBC?
He was a magician on
stuff on CBBC?
CITV. Yeah.
He's just got a really annoying face.
What annoys me about those programs though is when you get to the end, they're always produced by Ant and Dec.
Yeah.
Ant and Dec just do my tits in. I'm fucking done with them.
Didn't they bring back Deal or No Deal with
Yeah.
Stephen Moore? It's already been cancelled.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, we'll check after the break. And it's like, oh, this is
okay.
pretty, it's less money. You
Oh,
can
how
only
much
win
they doing it for
100K
now? Oh, shit.
Used
Okay.
to be $250,000. And more boxes. So your chance
Oh,
of
so
getting
less chance to
100
win.
mil at 100K is less. And they're saving money by not having Noel there.
What happened to Noel? I feel like
He's
he got
probably
in.
said no, innit?
I feel like he got in trouble for something.
That haircut, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Who?
Noel Edmonds.
Noel Edmonds.
Didn't
No,
Noel,
he's-
didn't Noel Edmonds kill someone?
Noel Edmonds has retired to like fucking Panama or something.
No, but isn't
like
that the whole thing? Didn't Noel Edmonds kill someone?
No, Edmonds killed someone.
Yeah, I'm sure that was the. I might have
What?
seen something about it on the internet.
Let me
Yeah, we
check.
need to clear that up. We
That
don't
like,
want some
that, like
libel
Noel
case
Edmonds
against
killed
us.
someone. I'm sure.
Ben Shepherd's
He is
my
in New
favourite.
Zealand.
I thought you were going to say he killed Ben Shepherd. Then I was like, no, he's still going all right.
He's in New Zealand now. Noel Edmonds. He's retired there after traumatic cancer battle. So I'm not sure that he's killed anyone. Yeah, I can't find anything to say he's killed anyone.
Tragic death of viewer.
No.
Oh, he tried to take his own life, apparently.
Yes. I remember that. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't remember the
Well,
details.
can you fact check yourself? We're out here ruining people's careers, bro.
Yeah, you're saying
He's
like
doing
he's
all
killing
right,
people.
man. He's
The
in-
guy's had prostate cancer caused by the stress of the collapse of his production company after he fell victim to a group of corrupt H-boss financiers.
Oh, that's a shame.
I see your face.
Have you seen?
The table there.
Have you seen like? Have you seen Michael Barrymore's trying to become like a TikTok sensation? No.
Love that for Barry.
Just always on there. Yeah, but all right. So, yeah, but he's another one who obviously,
Yeah.
you know,
Someone died in his pool.
yeah, a man was bummed to death at a fucking party. At his
Okay,
house.
but did he bum him to death?
No one's ever said anything about
That's
what
a
happened.
that's a pretty sketchy one.
Yeah, it's like if someone.
If you had a house,
If I had an Airbnb and I rented it out to someone and someone got bummed to death in it, that's not my fault.
It wasn't an Airbnb. It was his house.
No, I
party.
know.
If you
That was
had
at
a,
Airbnb actually.
if you had a house party,
Yeah.
and you invite all these different people to this party, yeah, and what inevitably happens is people you didn't invite end up coming as well because someone brings someone,
Yeah.
whatever. If someone got bummed to death at
That's
your
not my
no,
fault.
no, but if someone got bummed to death at your house party,
Yeah.
are you at least out of curiosity going to start asking around and be like, did anyone see what happened in my spare bedroom?
No, but he got found in the
Yeah, I
pool,
would.
didn't
Yeah, he got found in the pool. All
I've
right,
watched
let's,
a
all right, let's
documentary
say
on
that
it.
you also have a pool at your house. Are you going to go, did anyone see what happened in my pool?
Yeah, but
And when
if
you...
everyone says no, what can I do?
Yeah, I feel like someone would say something to someone. Someone knows, isn't it?
he? But say if it wasn't Barrymore, it kind of ruined him, didn't it? Really?
Yeah, he had Supermarket Sweep, man. That was a good show as well.
What happened to the guy that used to do?
Dale Winton, he's dead.
What did Darwinton used to do?
Never mind the Buzzcocks. I want to
He
say.
did Supermarket Sweep, didn't he?
Mark Lamar.
Yeah, what happened to him?
He just chilling. He just stopped doing it, didn't he?
Who's the other guy that did it?
Simon Amstel.
No, there was someone in between them.
I can't remember. Mark Lamar was the glory years and never mind the Buzzcocks.
The thing is, though, sometimes with presenters, it's like with Ant and Dec, they seem to just get a career that just goes on forever. A lot of the time, if you're a musician and things like that, you might have, or even if you're like a sports star, you only get a certain period of time, don't you? Whereas if you're a presenter,
Yeah.
you just go on until you drop.
Well, I'm sure. I remember reading about Mark Lamar in Bob Mortimer's autobiography, and he basically said that like Mark Lamar started as an alternative comic, and he was like incredible at it, and he got all this TV work, but he never really liked
Yeah.
TV. So I think his thing was like he did Buzzcocks for years, just for the payday, and then the more and more they started trying to like overproduce it and tell him what he could and couldn't do, he just went, I'm good then.
I love Mark
And just
Lamar,
like, he was
class.
hilarious on it,
Yeah,
man.
very
so,
funny.
to be fair, Simon Amstel was hilarious on it. He'll always have that scene with Preston
Yeah,
when he keeps
yeah.
reading out his wife's autobiography,
Oh.
and he goes, he goes, oh, there's some exciting segments in this. He goes, here's one. And suddenly, okay, he just leaves. The,
Yeah, he is
oh,
the very
Preston, come back,
sarcastic guy.
Preston, please.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, TV's gone shit now. I can't remember the last thing I
Who was
watched.
Preston married to?
The bird that he met on
Chantal, was it?
Yeah, the one that was on
Chantal-
Celebrity Big
can't
Brother but
remember.
wasn't a celebrity.
Oh,
Even that was good TV. They were like, we're going to tell people that you're a pop star who's huge in Finland.
They're doing it Love Island All Stars, aren't they, next year? Are you going on it, Joe?
They already did it.
you going on?
Oh, has it already been filmed? It starts in Feb.
I thought they'd already done one.
Oh, right. Well, there's a new one.
They should put you in and say you were in a season.
Yeah. So I was in like Love Island Tokyo or something.
Yeah,
just as an
yeah.
expat.
Yeah, it's like a mole, and then you actually just kind of act like a mole
Traitors
in
have
the Love
started
Island.
again.
I'm
as
too
well.
old.
They should do like a Traitors, but like a Love Island version.
Yeah.
It kind of is, man. Everyone on Love Island.
They're all traitors, yeah. And actually, to finish on, kind of wrap up today, the last thing I want to talk about is kind of TV, film related. I watched this over the weekend. Did you watch? Have you watched Saltburn?
I watched it last night, yeah.
Did you? What? So right.
I ain't got a fucking clue what's happening. I don't know if I was half asleep or what, but
So Saltburn, there's going to be some spoilers, but carry on listening anyway. Basically, Saltburn is a...
give me what you think it is, and I'll work out
Okay,
if I
all right,
thought the same fucking
okay.
shit.
I think it's kind of comedy / thriller. It's kind of coming of age, but at the same time, it's kind of got a dark twist about classism where someone spends a summer at a mansion of a person he's befriended, and that person who he's befriended has got a lot of money, and the guy who's going there has kind of nothing, didn't really have any friends, wanted to kind of worm his way in with a group of friends.
And what was the intention of the rich family with him?
I think the rich family, I think that was just trying to demonstrate how dysfunctional rich families can be.
Okay, so they weren't trying to kill him or eat him.
So is it a bit like Parasite? The whole thing of like he's trying to ingratiate himself to the rich people.
I'd say it was more like Cruel Intentions. Can you remember Cruel Intentions?
Bro, there's this one scene, yeah.
Which scene?
Are you gonna
where she's
the blood?
Yeah.
Vampire.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
Oh, you dirty boy.
Yeah. Wash your hands, you dirty pig.
Fucking disgusting.
Would you?
Nah.
All right, put yourself in his shoes, Joe. You're at the mansion. It's the height of summer. It's the best summer of your life.
How much money's on the table?
I'll
do it if you man do it.
There's a posh girl. There's a posh girl walking down the steps outside your window, and you're looking out of the mansion room, and she's there. She's saying, "Come down, Joe. Come down and speak to me." What are you doing? Are you just gonna stay in your room?
Oh yeah, I'll go speak to her.
Yeah, you gotta eat the blood, bro.
Would you?
I'd go speak to her, and then as soon as she was like, I'm in the middle of my menstrual cycle. Here's my flow app so that you can see it.
This is 2006, mate. The flow apps were not a thing.
Heavy flow. I'd be like, we can rain check this if you want. Like, give it a few days. You know what I mean? I'll come back.
And then she says, "I've got 10 mil for you."
Yeah,
and you're like, "Show me the money."
Yeah, if she's got 10 mil,
good thing I'm a vampire.
Yeah, she's got 10 mil for me. I'm going to get in my shiwi out the room. You know what I mean?
It was one of those where I was watching it, and do you know where you think, "I'm glad I'm not watching this with my parents."
That was the thing.
Even at 35, I was thinking, "Fuck."
That was the thing that was all over Twitter and it over Christmas. All the people that were like, "Oh, went home for Christmas, watched Saltburn with my parents. We haven't spoken all Boxing Day."
Yeah, it was.
The closing scenes. See, okay, look, I didn't really get it. Wasn't really. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I didn't understand the story. I didn't understand. By the end of it, I thought, okay, my man was just trying to get the peas.
The story for me was he was a bit more of a schemer, a little bit of a deceptive person, maybe a little bit of a sadist and an anarchist, and he was so jealous and envious of someone who had everything, and he wanted to take everything that he had.
Yeah.
That was kind of my hot take on it.
Throughout the entire movie, you thought the rich people were trying to fuck him over?
No, throughout the entire movie, I was watching it thinking he is trying to fuck them over.
But when they were saying stuff like, "Oh, you're just like the guy last year."
Yeah, no, but that was me thinking that the guy who was mates with the main kind of character, Felix was just a person who would bring someone every summer, and he mentioned why kind of he wasn't mates with him anymore. It was just a person who would have a favourite friend that they took home that summer, and then they would have another favourite friend the next summer.
But is it not then more a tale of, I suppose, like transactional relations in a sense of they all got what they wanted out of it? So he went there and he got to, in his own way, manipulate the people who had everything, but the people who have everything were using him for what they wanted as well. So in a way, it's almost, well, for what they wanted, everyone wins.
Yeah, but for what they wanted on the outset, everyone wins. But as the film progresses, he just fucks everyone over.
He did fuck a grave as well.
Yeah, I just think Barry Keogh is a very good actor.
He is. He's a character, isn't he?
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
Yeah, I saw a video of him and Stephen Wynn at some like Prada pop up in LA. And like you know Stephen Yeun, and the one that was in The Walking Dead, and he was in that program with the comedian Ali Wong. But he's like at this fucking thing, just like talking to everyone, and then Barry Keogh just like there's a video of him, he just corners him, and like them people that grab your shoulder while they're talking to you, so you can't go anywhere. And Stephen Yeun's just stood there like, this is not a chat I want to be in anymore. Personal space, mate, please.
There's a couple of scenes. So speaking of kind of him acting like quite outrageous. The scene where you're on about where he's making love to the soil, where the guy Felix is buried. Oh yeah. Apparently that was it. That was an improvised scene. And again, it's very kind of awkward. There's a couple of scenes. There's that scene and another scene where he's in Felix has a bath, and he releases his moisture into the bath bomb. And then he drinks it out of the plug hole as the bath's emptying. So I was going to put to you, what would you rather do, shag soil or drink bath cum?
100% shag soil.
Is it my own cum?
No, it was the other guy's cum.
Oh yeah, fuck soil. No, that doesn't change anything. That actually doesn't change anything.
Nah.
I'd still fuck soil.
Yeah.
But both of those scenes...
Part of me was like, oh, it's raining too. That's going to be quite soft.
Okay, well, thanks for tuning in,
but
guys.
both of those things were quite like awkward to watch. It was one of those where it reminded me a bit of. Can you remember Skins?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little bit outrageous. Then you're watching it, and you're like, okay, I get it, but then also, are you just kind of putting this in to make it a bit outrageous, where people can use it as a talking point?
I remember when I was at school and people had put like Facebook events up for like a Skins party. And it'd just be them having a house party, and they'd be like, we're having a Skins party. And it's like, you're not, are you? Everyone's going to bring some shit cider. Someone's going to get fingered. Like, it's not a Skins party, is it? Not fucking...
Misfits was better than Skins.
Misfits was a lot better than Skins.
But then at the end of the film...
on a dance floor.
There's a scene that's gone viral on TikTok where Sophie Ellis Bextor, he's dancing naked and he kind of walks through the whole... It was quite funny because I was watching that. And it's how long is it? Probably about 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's quite long.
I'm thinking if I did that video on TikTok, it'd probably last about 5 seconds because I've got a 2-bed flat with a view of Lidl car park.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to knock on your neighbour's doors and you
like, do you mind if I kind of walk through?
He was walking into rooms bigger than your apartment.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, the bathroom was bigger than my apartment.
Yeah. Also, you know the most awkward thing about dancing on set for TV and film is that there's never actually any music playing on set.
Yeah.
So he's just dancing.
And he did have his whopper like fully out.
Yeah.
So he'd have just been dancing to silence.
To be fair, if I was packing like him, I'd probably be dancing around as well.
Yeah. If I was packing like him, I'd have asked for my first role to have my dick out, you know. Not this. I'd have been like first film.
I just want to do the whole film naked.
Yeah. Your breakout role is what's the story in Balamory? I'm getting my dick out, mate. Doing it.
And on that note, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Good to be back.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Pleasure.
See you soon.
Go fuck some soil, man. See you later.
Peace.
This has been The Word on the Streets. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.